Yeah. Hey everyone, this is Yasmin and Lauren.
Lauren Bixler.
And we're here at the new salon. It's gorgeous here. Yeah, so if you guys are near, you can stop by and say hi. So Lauren's here to show you a quick blow dry for any length of hair, but her hair length is about shoulder length. But real quick, you know, like just in and out kind of blow dry. So I'll give it to her, and then she's going to explain what she's going to do.
Awesome. All right, so behind the chair, I get a lot of questions of, you know, what's the best way to style? How do I blow dry? How do I use a round brush? And I mean, to be honest, to blow dry your own hair is really challenging, and especially for those of you that have long hair. I have kind of come up with my own quick way of styling my hair so that I can still walk out the door, look professional, and not have to have spent like 45 minutes. Hi, Elena. Doing my own hair, because it's a pain in the butt and nobody really has that much time. And if you do, that's awesome. If you round brush your hair and you spend 45 minutes on your hair, that is amazing. Props to you. Keep doing it. But this is my quick way of going about it. I don't use a ton of product. Normally my routine is to take a shower, get out of the shower, I towel dry it, I kind of wrap it up in a little turban, and I actually don't leave the towel on my head for that long. Maybe like 3 to 5 minutes I'll leave the towel on, because I feel like if I leave the towel on my head too long, my hair actually starts to reabsorb the water. So if I get most of the moisture out with the towel and then take it off, the air will help the water evaporate out of my hair. So by the time I'm ready to blow dry, it takes me no time. So my best advice, first of all, is never get out of the shower and just start blow drying. Your hair is way, way, way too wet. It's too damp. You will, even just doing this little bit, you'll end up spending 45 minutes just blow drying the front and the top. So my advice is to get out of the shower, put the towel on, go get dressed, you know, do your makeup, do your facial routine, whatever it is, and then save your blow dry for last. If you have curlier hair like Yasmin, I would probably start with it a little bit more damp if you're going to round brush it out and straighten it. But for me, my hair is pretty straight, pretty flat, so I like to try and get as much volume out of it as possible. And I don't really have to spend that much time on it. So go about your morning routine or your evening routine whenever you're going to blow dry, and do all the other stuff first and then save your blow dry for last. So I'm going to talk a little bit of product for you for just a second.
I'm going to hold the microphone for her.
So this is a product. Can you see that? It is.
Well, I'm going to turn it around. Hold on. Yeah, it's backwards. Okay.
So this is a product called End Doctor, and it's by Evo. And End Doctor is a split end sealant. It's mostly I like to do some sort of leave-in conditioner. I love this because my hair does get tangly sometimes, and I can put this in my hair before even brushing it out, and I will have zero tangles whatsoever. The brush will not pull. I do use a wet brush to brush my hair out as well. But I love this. It does have a little bit of a heat protectant in it. There's no hold factor to it. It's not greasy. It's not an oil base.
Sorry, guys. And also, if you want the products in Encinitas, if you're local, you can come pick them up from the salon, too.
And this is my, all-time favorite product. I pretty much use it on every single hair texture, type, length. You cannot go wrong with it. You can't use too much of it. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of Shape Vixen. And Shape Vixen is a light styling gel. It won't flake on you. It's not going to be super crunchy or heavy. But it's going to just give you enough hold and control as you're blow drying to not get the flyaways, to not have the hair be so soft that it just slips through the brush. You need a little bit of a foundation product. And then the last product I'm going to use is called Root Canal, which I'm sure just based off the name you can probably get an idea of what it's for. I like to spray a product that has some sort of hold all through the front hairline. Most people have a cowlick or a growth pattern or something that isn't really working for them, and it almost forces them to style their hair a certain way. So when I spray something like that into the hairline and maybe even into the crown if I want a little extra volume, it helps control the hair. So I'm going to hand this over to Yasmin.
And if you guys have any questions, you can comment below and I'll ask Lauren and she'll answer them.
So this is Shape Vixen. As you can see, it's about like a quarter size or so. And again, I have shoulder length hair, so if you have longer hair, you might use a little bit more. And I'm just gonna kind of massage it into the hair, into the scalp, and go roots to ends. And again, I'm kind of focusing some of that hold through this front hairline. And I've already put my end doctor, and I put that in before I combed my hair out. And then this is root canal. So I'm just gonna spray this through the front. And the more you spray, the stronger the hold. So if you just want a teensy little bit, just one spray all over. If you want more, like 10 sprays, it's up to you. So I'm going to start off with my blow dry. So I have my wet brush. These are the best brushes. We don't have them here, but hopefully we'll get them in soon. I highly recommend everybody having one. Great for kids too. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot my blow dryer straight down the front of my face, and I'm gonna take my bangs and I'm just gonna go back and forth like this. And what that does is it confuses any cowlicks or growth patterns that I have in the front, so when I style it, I don't even have to worry about my cowlick, and I've got a really awesome widow's peak in the front.
And see how she's angling the blow dryer? So back and forth with the brush.
All right, so now I went back and forth with the brush. I'm not paying any attention to where I part my hair. I'm just trying to get that front piece dry. And this is like pretty much dry. The ends might have a little bit of moisture in it. And I'm taking a huge, huge round brush. The bigger the round brush, the easier it is to round brush your hair at home. It's not gonna get caught up. I'm not gonna get a knot. My hair's not gonna get all caught up in the brush. So I recommend a really big round brush for at-home styling.
If your hair gets caught, call a hairstylist.
Yes, don't cut it out yourself. So I'm gonna take this big section in the front that I just blew dry, and I'm gonna take my round brush.
Sorry, Julie, that was the wet brush, W-E-T, the wet brush. Go ahead and hold it up, Lauren. Wait, hold the sign, there you go. It's upside down, but they can see. The wet brush, there you go.
So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm putting it on the back side of the hair. So I'm not putting it on the front, it's on the back.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit easier for me to style, and I'm just gonna shoot the blow dryer up.
So she's angling it up towards the ceiling, the nozzle. And those nozzles, guys, are really good for your blow dryer because they diffuse the air. So the air just focuses on one area instead of blowing completely all over.
So now I've got the front taken care of. Like, the front of my hair is done. For me, I could just walk out the door. As long as I feel like this front piece is done, I feel kind of polished. I always recommend doing the front first because that's where people have the most problems, whether it's like curly cues in the corner or your cowlick or whatever. If you can get the front taken care of first off the bat, it's the best. So now I'm going to rough dry my hair a little bit more before I start round brushing.
Elena asked, if you have bangs, do you skip this step?
Yes, for people that have bangs, still do the back and forth with the wet brush. And if you want to use a round brush on the bangs to like make them more like voluminous or curly, you can do the round brush but put it on the front side of the hair versus the back side of the hair.
Yeah.
So if you have like longer side bangs like I do, go on the back side. If you have bangs, front.
Perfect.
So I'm just gonna rough blow dry a little bit more. I feel like the more I rough blow dry, the easier it is to round brush, and this takes faster than round brushing. So I flip my head upside down.
You have it on high heat, Lauren? Or is it?
High heat.
High heat.
Power.
Okay, high heat, high power. Go ahead and if you don't have too much frizzy hair, flip upside down and blow dry it that way too. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Lauren?
Oh, I flip my head upside down because I feel like it gives me more volume from the very beginning, and then I'm not like pulling and just killing my arms.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us. Just here showing you a quick blow dry and style.
So now that I've finished rough blow dry, my hair is probably like 85% dry, 90% dry. And the whole thing that makes this quick is I don't do anything to the back. So all I'm concentrating is the front, the sides, and there's a little rectangle section that I take on the top, and that is it. I never look at the back of my head. I mean, some people do. I don't, and I feel like as long as the front looks good, that's what people see when I'm talking to them. If they're looking at the back of the head, I'm probably not paying attention to them, so it's okay. If you have curlier hair and you're like, well, the underneath is curly, if you can get the top a little bit straighter and then have that layover, nobody really knows that the underneath is that curly. So, or if it's just kind of wavy. So this is just your quick, easy, you want to do something, but you don't have the time to actually do it. So I'm a big fan of clips because I feel like it just makes everybody's life easier. And it might seem like it takes longer, but it actually makes your life and your blow dry a lot faster. So I'm just going to section out this side, and this is my whole section. So this whole chunk of hair in front of the ear is what I'm going to blow dry with my big old fat round brush.
And the angle of the blow dryer is with the way the hair grows. So not against the grain, you want to go with the grain, right?
Exactly, with the grain. And I kind of reach over my head and put the brush on the back side, and I go backwards, and then I'll go on the underneath, just to kind of like smooth it out.
So she goes under and over the section.
Whatever way you can basically manipulate your arm to get the brush in there, that's the most important part. If you're already like blowing it out straight, your hair's gonna kind of do what it wants to do. The point is just to get it dry and get it smooth. So now that I've done that side, I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side. And everybody has an easier side. This side's a little bit easier because my brush can be on the same side as my arm and my head that I'm blow drying. So I'm doing a fancy thing where I take my brush and then I use my blow dryer to hold the hair and then put my brush back in. You don't have to do that. You can use your blow dryer, drop it, pick this up again, and put it in. But basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling the hair out, I'm making a rotation of the brush, and I just rotate and pull it out. With the big round brush like that, you're not gonna get your hair all tangled up. If you have longer hair, my suggestion would be to just pull it all the way up. So my suggestion is put the brush in and then follow your blow dryer all the way down the length of the hair versus trying to like roll it.
Perfect.
It just makes it easier. Perfect. So I've got both sides done, the front done. So all I've got left is two little sections on the top. Let's see here. So I'm left with this rectangle on the top. So I'm going to take the back section first. I'm just taking a slice right across the top of my head. I'm going to use my round brush first to get out any tangles that's going on up there. Kind of get the hair that you're not blow drying out of the way. Once all the tangles are out, I'm going to do the same thing that I did to that very front like bang, and I'm just going to pull it straight up off of my scalp. And then you can set your blow dryer down, put the brush back on the scalp.
Notice how the blow dryer is pointed up. So you're going with the grain again.
Yeah, so your elbow's down at your chest, and you're just shooting your blow dryer up. And when you get to the ends, just kind of work the ends with your round brush. That's usually where the water stays last. Roll your brush down all the way, and then just kind of slowly pull it out. And you can see it gives a little bit of volume for me. So now I'm just going to take the next section right behind my bangs, and this is the very last little bit. Put it in my brush. So that's all I did. So now I've got the front piece done, this side done, the top, and I have like nice volume based on product and based on the direction that I used my round brush. So anytime you're kind of directing the hair in the opposite way that it's gonna fall, so my hair is gonna fall down, so that's why I pulled it up. I'm gonna get more volume that way. The back, as you can see, it may not look the best, but as this like smoother hair lays on top, it at least looks like I did something and I just didn't walk out the door with completely sopping wet hair and just let it do nothing. I was able to get the volume, and you can take bits of this. So even if you just blow dry the front bangs, or you feel like underneath here is your problem area and you blow dry that, you know, kind of customize it to your life and your hair. Excuse me, everybody's hair is different. So it's kind of up to you on what you decide to do with it. But as you saw, like obviously I'm comfortable using the round brush and the blow dryer. If you have to set your blow dryer down, it's totally okay just to put the hair back in the brush. I usually blow dry my hair in the bathroom and there's a sink there. Sometimes I'll leave the blow dryer on and just stick it in the sink just so I can re-put the hair in and then go. If the hair is sliding through the brush really easily, go ahead and just like pull it up and roll it back down. Pull it up, roll it back down. You know, if you're not worried about the hair getting caught. The key to rolling it back down though is making sure that you are all the way to your ends when you roll it back down. It's not like I'm halfway here and then roll it and halfway and roll it. That's where you start to get the hair all tangled up. If you're gonna roll it down, make sure that you pull all the way up so that your ends are at the tip of the brush, and then roll it back down.
Stephanie asked how you do your back. Can you show us how to do the back?
If I wanted to do the back?
Yeah.
Cool. So again, if I'm going to do the back, I'm in a section. So I usually take the top of the ear, take that, like I'm gonna do like a half up, half down, clip this away, and then obviously I can't see the back of my head. I'm not like a hairdresser that sees everything that's going on back there, so I'm still using my really big round brush. I'm gonna turn my head to the side so I can see myself in the mirror. I'm gonna grab, like, take my brush and scoop as much hair into that brush as I can. So there's that side. That side, and then usually what I do for the back is I just sweep all of this back here, bring my blow dryer to the back of the head.
This is why the bigger brush is probably most important.
Yeah, this is why the big brush is most important, because as you can see, like it would, if I put my hair in here, like my hair's already at the end, like there's no getting tangled. If you have really long hair, again, kind of do that thing where you follow the blow dryer down with the brush just slowly. You don't have to go super, super fast. Because my hair is shorter, I can kind of get that momentum going. So that was my bottom section. Now I usually take from the brows, and same kind of thing. Half up, half down. Clip this away. I've already taken care of the front. So I'm just going to take that back. I'll do the same thing with the side. I turn my head to the side. I'm just going to go slow. You grab it. after each section, I usually like take the blow dry and kind of fluff it up just to make sure that I can feel that I got everything that was wet blow dried. So now I'm left with my top section, and I can pretty much feel where there's still damp pieces, and it just kind of feels like right here I've got a little bit of a damp spot. So I'm going to take my brush. I tend to get tangles through the top, so I like to brush it through first.
Okay, if you guys learned one thing, I want to see thumbs up from for Lauren.
I hope you learned something.
Yeah.
I know it's really, you're probably looking at me like there's no freaking way I am going to be able to round brush. But if you have the right tools, a clip and a giant round brush, I mean, I would...
All right, sorry guys. Here we go.
I would say the top of this round brush looks about the same like diameter or whatever you call it as like a Coke can. So it's big.
Yeah.
This is really big.
Hearts and thumbs. Woo!
And then I like to have like a little section of those. Those are just my things. But if you have the right product, you've detangled your hair first, you've combed it out. The best trick is to get it as like rough dried as possible. So normally I would walk around my house for a good 20 minutes and my hair just naturally air dries really fast. Whereas I had just shampooed before I did this video. So my hair is probably damper than I would have normally had it at home. And just don't be scared, just try it. You could also try just the movements without turning on the blow dryer or anything, with just keeping your blow dryer off and your round brush. I tell my clients a lot when they're curling, curl with the curling iron turned off, so that if you curl it, you're not going to screw up your entire style and feel like, great, now I have to wash my hair again because you messed it up. Yeah. So just practice, even if you just practice with the front, the bangs, or wherever you feel comfortable with, that's the best you can do.
I don't know, but I'm thinking we should have a class, and all you girls in Encinitas or Carlsbad or San Diego come down and learn from Lauren here at the Parlor 2 salon. Just opened. It's beautiful. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And if you want to see more, please let us know what you want to see. Have a good day.